you how I used to keep order in Deadwood. You wouldn't shoot an unarmed man, would you?
No. But I'm still going to stop you.
Sorry, Sheriff. But you're meeting a man that knows every fighting trick in the book.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened in the town too tough to die.
Tombstone Territory.
Trouble visited Tombstone the morning of July 10, 1885, when the Black Marshal of Deadwood rode into town.
Harris? Come here. You know who that is?
Well, up jumped the devil.
Looks like his arrival's going to make the front page.
It sure will.
Whose arrival?
What's more important is what's he doing here, and who's he after? Who do you suppose he is after, Clay?
Well, looks like he's after you. He's headed this way.
Gosh, Mr. Clyburn, who is he?
The Black Marshal of Deadwood arrives in Tombstone. Daggett, reputedly one of the toughest and most brutal marshals in the Western Territory.
That might be libel, mightn't it?
Not if it's the truth.
A man ought to be careful what he prints.
A man ought to be careful what he does. You've made my paper before, Daggett. The Postel brothers.
They was robbing a bank.
Well, they must have been mighty hard to capture. You shot all three of them.
Who are you hunting?
No badge. No hunting. And no news.
There's been no news ever since you left Deadwood almost a year ago.
I've been moving around.
Looking for something.
All right. I'm gonna live here. Settle down. That is, if you got no objections.
I got no objections if you settle down.
You printing your paper about me coming here. You're just asking for trouble. Sure, I handled a lot of wild ones in my time. I treat them rough. I hate them all. But if you advertise about me being here, some of the survivors are liable to come here to try and get me. In which case, I'd just mess up your whole town, sweeping up the streets with
You don't much sound like a man about to settle down.
Just because I'm going to settle down don't mean I'm a sitting duck.
What does it mean, Daggett?
Sheriff, you're looking at a rancher. I just bought me a little spread.
Cattle?
Cattle comes later.
Well, what about right now?
Chickens.
You mean a Black Marshal of Deadwood is here to raise eggs?
Yeah. And that means there ain't no news.
I'm sorry, Daggett, but that is news. That is a story.
Don't print it.
You believe his story?
Of course not. You?
I don't know. He might be ready to settle down. And then again, he might not.
Was that really the Black Marshal?
Floor all swept, Ben?
No, sir. Well, is it true that he lost count and quit notching his gun?
You're still not very interested in becoming a journalist, are you?
Well, none of it means sweeping the floor all the time, Mr. Clyburn. Sweeping's for ladies.
Something else is bothering you, Ben. What is it?
Vacation's over soon. I have to go back to school.
Well, don't you like school?
Yeah, I like it all right. But after school, I sweep up for the teacher, too. I guess I'll have to be a sweeper.
July 14, 1885. When a bundle of the epitaphs was tossed off at Silver City, one reader showed an unusual interest in the article about the Black Marshal. The afternoon of July 14.
You shouldn't come up quiet like that. My man's blindside. Well, this'll help the fire. Grass and leaves are damp.
Just a minute. Something on the front page you might want to look at.
So he's in Tombstone.
Where you going?
Where do you think I'm going? I can still see to shoot the man that left me this way.
Yeah, I had all the stuff sent up at his place on Cottonwood Creek. Here's everything.
Clay Hollister learned that Daggett had purchased an unusual amount of ammunition for a man who claimed he was becoming a rancher. He rode out to investigate Daggett's true intentions.
Hold your arm looser, not so tight. It wasn't your fault you missed that shot. This gun shoots high. I gotta fix the sights.
You better go on back to town. Mr. Clyburn's looking for you.
There ain't no law on teaching a kid how to handle a gun, is there?
There might be, unless you got a good reason.
Well, I got a reason. The hawks is bothering my chickens. I'm gonna pay that boy a bounty. 5 cents for every hawk and 2 cents for every rat. First, I gotta teach him how to shoot a gun. You don't believe that, do you?
You're a rough man, Daggett. Kind of hard to believe that the Black Marshal is turned into a rancher.
Ah, shoot! Shoot! Get out!
Well, maybe you are a rancher, but it doesn't seem like you like it.
Of course I don't like it. It's too quiet out here.
Quiet?
Sure. For 30 years, I had a whole flock of people to protect. I did my job.
And now you're protecting a flock of chicken.
No, I guess in a way I'm still chasing rats. Only now it's the 4-legged kind.
Remember that. The 2-legged kind are my job.
Noon of July 15. 2 riders closed the miles to Tombstone. July 16, 1885.
4, 5, 6. 6 hawks.
Thanks, Mr. Daggett. I don't think I'll be out tomorrow. I don't think there's another hawk in the territory.
Oh, I don't know. I seen one of them gliding around this morning.
Flapping its wings?
No, just kind of gliding along like it was going to set down.
Well, that must be a buzzard.
That ain't no buzzard. There ain't nothing dead out there.
Well, except 6 hawks.
Look, where there's chickens, there's hawks, live hawks. And I expect you to take care of them for me. I think maybe you better come on out tomorrow, huh?
Thanks.
Hello, Harris. Well, Clay, look at this. Order from Daggett for an ad to be run weekly till further notice.
What's it about?
Eggs for sale. This gives the location of the ranch. No name.
No, there's something funny here.
Hmm?
Can't hardly read his writing. I've got an order from him on my desk signed while he was still marshal. It wasn't copperplate, but at least it was legible.
You think maybe he's not Daggett?
Oh, no, he's Daggett, all right. Maybe he's just not the same Daggett he once was.
Daggett! Where did they get you?
In the wrist.
It didn't heal?
Broke all the cords.
That's why you have Jackie to shoot the hawks.
Well, I'm too old to learn with my left hand.
Why do you keep carrying the gun?
When they find out I'm crippled, I'm dead.
I guess you're right. You made a lot of enemies.
I was born with enemies. Never done nothing about it. Never could and won't now.
Why didn't you settle down in some eastern city? Someplace you'd be safe.
Oh, that's kind of hard to answer.
Well, go ahead and try.
Well, you take a sea captain. He's going to retire. Where do you think he'd settle down? In Dodge City or maybe in Nantucket?
Just can't keep away from the action, huh?
I figured if I couldn't be part of it, at least I could see it unfold. So here I am in Tombstone.
You can't see much from Boot Hill.
I figured this was the best place for protection. People tell me Sheriff Hollister does a pretty good job.
With you in town, he'll have to do a better one.
Well, I better get going. Oh, Sheriff, why don't you drop out to my shack some night for some grub? I'll tell you how I used to handle the hard cases in Deadwood. Maybe give you some pointers, and we can talk about old times. That is, if you don't mind talking about old times.
I don't get much time to talk.
All right, Sheriff. Protect the citizens and count me in. Tombstone's got a new citizen. Come on.
Wonder how long we can keep him.
July 16, 1885.
We're looking for a man named Daggett.
Mr. Daggett, the old marshal?
But where is he?
I don't know. Comes in here every Friday night for one drink. Just one. Every Friday evening.
Alone?
Yeah, always alone. He don't seem to have any friends.
He's been pretty busy making enemies.
Harris, you got anything on Tom Grady and the Kenley kid?
Grady and Kenley?
Yeah, they just rode in. I got a hunch they're not sightseeing. Looking at Deadwood.
Deadwood? You think they might be down from there?
I think they spent some time there.
Well, your hunch is right. Grady and Kenley, arrested 2 years ago in Deadwood.
I guess we know why they're in town. Well, you're getting yourself all duded up. You headed for town?
What do you want?
A couple of riders drifted in. A man by the name of Grady and the other one called the Kenley Kid. Friends of yours.
I ain't got no friends, remember?
Well, let's call them customers then. When I'm wearing a black patch on one eye?
I found them hanging around Deadwood just about the time a gold shipment was coming into the bank.
And you jumped to conclusions.
I jumped and I was right. Kenley tried to resist and I had to manhandle him.
The black patch.
So now he's trying again.
Do you know any good reason I can lock him up?
Sure. To protect him.
They're not going to need any protection tonight.
I'm in the habit of going to town every Friday night for one drink.
Now you've had your Friday drink, stay here.
And tend the chickens? Mm-hmm. You think the two outlaws are going to make me hide?
Nope. But I sure hope I can.
Well, you ain't gonna dictate to me.
How about telling me what's inside you, Daggett?
Oh, a whole lot of hate, I guess. Been in here for 30 years. You see, Sheriff, I never was much of a ladies' man. You can tell that by this ugly face of mine. But once I met the prettiest girl in the whole territory. And she didn't want no ladies' man. She wanted a big, ugly, uneducated guy like me. An outlaw killed her the day before we was to get married. That's hate.
Well, sure, go ahead and hate him all you want. But even if that wrist had healed, you still couldn't do anything about it. This is my territory, remember? If you're gonna live here, you better live peaceably. Time for you to relax. And don't go out tonight. I see you got one friend. I'll see you around. But not tonight. I thought you'd already had your Friday drink.
Now, you listen. I ain't interested in no drink, and I wasn't interested in staying home. I'm too old a dog to learn new tricks, like hiding from a couple of punk gunslingers. I handled them for 30 years, and I ain't about to hide from them now. Now, you get out of my way.
It's time you stop pushing people around.
All right, mister, it's Friday night. When does he show?
Oh, about now.
But it's my job to keep order in Tombstone.
Don't you tell me about order. I got my own methods for that.
Well, I got my methods, too, and you're now under protective arrest. I'm going to lock you up for the night.
All right.
Inside.
Now I'm going to show you how I used to keep order in Deadwood. You wouldn't shoot an unarmed man, would you?
No. But I'm still going to stop you.
Sorry, Sheriff. But you're meeting a man that knows every fighting trick in the book. Now I know how it feels.
Yeah. It's a rough business we're in. I know how it feels, too. Now, you stay here. I'm gonna go round up your playmates. Get them out of town.
Well, I guess you mean it.
I see by your paper there's a man named Daggett settled here in Tombstone.
Well,
We want to buy a dozen eggs. Maybe you can tell us where Mr. Daggett's place is.
Excuse me just a minute, gentlemen. Ben, I think the place needs sweeping out. Good and clean. Do you know where the broom is?
I'll find it, Mr. Clyburn.
Now, I believe you said Daggett. Daggett.
You want us to spell it for you?
No, 2 T's. D-A-G-E-T-T.
Where's Daggett? Where is he?
Sheriff Hollister. Oh, Mr. Daggett, we've got to find the sheriff quick. Mr. Clyburn's in trouble.
What kind of trouble?
Well, some men were asking for you, and Mr. Clyburn wouldn't tell them where you lived. Well, Mr. Daggett, you used to be a marshal. See what you can do, and I'll find the sheriff.
You stay here, boy.
Where'd they go? I don't know, Sheriff. They just went out. When Daggett didn't show, they tried to pump me, but it looked like trouble.
Once more, speak up, editor.
All right, that'll be...
Wait, there's 2 of them.
Sure are. Wow. Mr. Sheriff, where's Daggett?
You come looking for me. Well, here I am. Now you got a tiger by the tail, and you can't let go.
You might have pulled a bluff, Daggett, except for one thing. I know about that wrist of yours. Now, I aim to shoot you in little pieces. One at a time. You might say, an eye for an eye.
Yeah.
Oh, mister, have I been waiting?
I'm gonna wrap that gun around your skull. You might shoot, but I'll keep it coming. When I get through with you, you won't have a tooth left in your head. You know me by now. Go ahead and shoot, Kenley. What's the matter? Your hand's shaking. I'll tell you what's the matter. You're remembering the Black Marshal of Deadwood. Well, when I get through with you, they'll be scraping you off of these walls. Ready?
Come on. I think he's out.
Him too. Hey, you know, Sheriff, with a little excitement like this every Friday, I wouldn't mind staying out on the ranch.
Come on, Marshal, let's lock him up.
Yeah, sure.
The sheriff of Tombstone and the Black Marshal of Deadwood had proved to be an efficient team of lawmen. I sent for the doc.
Here, keep it.
No more bluffing?
No more bluffing, no more interfering. Guess I've really retired. You know, Sheriff, Tombstone's your territory.
You sure you wouldn't like to be one of my deputies?
Well, who'd mind the chicken? Well, see you tomorrow, huh, boy?
Sure.
Well, I thought you were going to sweep out for me tomorrow.
Oh, I'll find time to clean up too, Mr. Clyburn.
And what about school?
Well, that'll be a little tough to fit in.
Oh, but you'll do it, boy. You'll do it.
Yes, sir.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be. Whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory.
Packing from Tombstone by Sheriff Clay Hollister.
Hi there. By Ginger, I wasn't expecting to see you back this way so soon, Mark. I figured you were having a high old time in Tombstone.
Things are kind of slow.
Don't just sit there. Light down. I'm just about ready for chow. Got something to celebrate. Sure run into something today, boy. Yes, I guess old Pecos will die rich after all.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened. In the town too tough to die. Tombstone territory.
I'll get the sheriff.
Pecos Smith, left for dead by Mark Thompson, rode into Tombstone.
Clay, a wounded man on a horse. You better have a look.
All right.
Hold it.
It's Pecos Smith.
Yeah, and he's still alive. You, get the doc. Come on, help me get him over to my office.
Easy.
Watch the door, Jam. Swing around.
Take him, Clay.
I got him.
Easy now.
You're gonna be all right, Pecos. You're gonna be all right.
I asked him to share chow.
Ask who? Ask who, Pecos?
Mark Thompson. I thought he was wild, but...
Well, it had to be robbery. I saw Pecos exchange $2,000 in gold for cash just the other day.
You figure Thompson saw it too?
He must have. Back shooter. Pecos never hurt anybody. She is taken care of, Harris.
You going without a posse?
It's quicker that way.
Clay, watch your back. November 18, 1888. Tracking Thompson was as easy as reading a map. Too easy, Clay sometimes thought, and he rode with a loose holster. November 20. Clay Hollister was still on the trail. It led to a town in the Chiricahua foothills. Some hopeful settler had called it Paradise, and that's where Mark Thompson's trail led.
Double.
Well, howdy, Mark. I'm glad to see you, son. Your ma will be right pleased, too.
Yeah.
You gonna stick around this time?
You got any objections, Marshal?
Still carrying a chip, huh?
Minding my own business, if that's what you mean. Anything else on your mind?
Nope. I've tried my best to be friends with you, Mark. You'll never be able to say that I didn't. Well, maybe you'll be glad to see your ma. I hope so. She's missed you, son. It ain't easy running that place alone.
Well, I'm glad you realize that. Hi, Ma.
Oh, I knew you'd come back. I just knew it.
Well, you're looking good, Ma.
Oh, Mark, let me look at you. 6 months. Oh, you're thin, Mark. You been eating regular?
Oh, Ma, will you quit fussing me?
If you'd wrote me you was coming, I'd have cooked something special for you.
Yeah, well, I kind of made up my mind at the last minute.
I bet the lazy Y lost their best hand when you decided to come home.
Yeah. Well, I didn't figure it was right to stay away too long. A man's got to look after his folks.
I'll rush it up something to eat. They run off 2 of my horses. Never saw a hide nor tail of them again.
Did you report it to the marshal?
You know better than that.
Well, look, it's all right to be stiff-necked, Ma, but sometimes you got to use people. Even a lousy marshal.
Oh. Your pa never used anyone. He wouldn't have liked it. Gee, things would sure be different around here if your pa'd only lived and if you were only more like him.
Ma, I'm myself. I ain't Pa or anyone else.
If you'd stay home, we could fix up the place and go on.
Do you think they'd let us? Do you think anyone's going to give John Thompson's family a break?
Well, I don't know. Sometimes I think it's all in our heads. We remember so clear, and we think everyone else does, too.
Nobody's forgotten how Pa and Uncle Fred were killed by the law. It's just no good here, I tell you. You know, if we were smart, we'd sell out. There's plenty of people who'd buy this place. We got the best water around here.
No, son. Your pa's buried here, and I ain't deserting him.
Ma, let's sell the place. Now, with the money you could get and with what I've got here, we could start all over again.
Where'd you get all that money?
What difference does it make?
You in trouble, son?
Now, there you go again. Of course I'm not in trouble. There was a game in Tombstone. Everything came my way, that's all. Now, this is yours. I want you to take it.
Where are you going?
Ma, when are you going to realize I'm grown up? Now, I just came home. I want to go see the boys.
Sure. I keep forgetting. I'm sorry.
I'll be home early.
Keep out of trouble, son.
November 21, 1888. Fate was dealing a tricky hand. Sheriff Clay Hollister was less than an hour out of Paradise.
Well, I guess I better be getting back to the ranch.
Now, you wait a minute. You gotta give us a chance to get square.
Now, look, this is my first day home. Ma's expecting me.
Well, your ma can wait, mister. He's gotta go home and see Mama. How do you like that? Doggone Mama's boy.
Hey, none of that.
I was just kidding, Marshal. It was just for laughs.
Yeah, you could have died laughing. Now, there'll be no more trouble over this, you understand? The boy just had a little too much to drink.
All right, Marshal, have it your way. But make sure he knows it, too.
Give me a hand. We'll take him out back so we can sleep it off.
Look like you've been riding, friend.
Yeah, will you rub him dry and water him light? And if I'm not back in about an hour, give him half a flake of hay.
Yes, sir, I sure will. I say, ain't you been here before? Sure, you're Clay Hollister from Tombstone, ain't you? Well, what's up, Sheriff?
Well, when I know, I'll tell you, okay?
Big secret, eh? Well, whoever you're after, I hope you catch him. See, if you're looking for the marshal, you'll find him up the saloon. Big ruckus up there a little while ago. But don't worry about your horse. I'll put him off for you real good.
Thank you.
Clay, you old son of a gun.
How you been?
Well, I couldn't be better. What brings you up this way?
Well, much as I like your company, it isn't a social call.
Well, that figures. Kind of looks like you've been traveling.
Yeah, 4 or 5 days. Almost lost track of the time. Sit down, huh?
Cliff, you know anybody around here named Mark Thompson?
Yeah. He was born and raised right down the road.
Does his family still live here?
His mother. What's it all about?
Murder.
Murder?
And Tombstone, a miner, he backshot him. Have you seen him around?
Yeah, he got into a fight in here. I had to lay a pistol to his head. Knocked him out cold. He's out back sleeping it off.
Lead off.
He must have seen me. I better get out to his place before he takes off for good. Now, don't go riding out there without knowing what you're getting into.
What?
That star, I'd be kind of careful calling on Frida Thompson. Why, that old gal's liable to shoot you before you can call out your name. You'd be dead, and she'd claim you were trespassing.
Oh, sounds as bad as her boy.
No, not really. It's just that she hasn't got any use for the law. Ever since her husband and brother were gunned down.
Oh?
There'd been a lot of rustling around here 10, maybe 15 years ago. The cattle were traced to the Thompson place. He and her brother decided to fight, and both caught lead. Frida holds that the marshal needed a patsy, and they were it.
But the rustling stopped?
Yes, it did. But she never believed it. And she's not going to believe anything against her darling Mark. She'll say he's being persecuted the way her husband was. You won't take him, Clay. Not if she shoots as straight as she used to. We both know what to do if a man opens fire, but, well, how do you handle a woman like her?
Maybe tell her the truth?
There's only one side to a story if it's about Mark. His side. No one's going to make her believe any different.
Oh, by the way, were you the marshal that had to kill her husband?
Yeah.
Well, maybe I better go out there alone.
Walk real easy, Clay. She'll aim for your star.
Mark! What are you doing? What's wrong?
Mom, will you please leave me alone?
You're not too old to answer my questions. You were going to sneak out. You weren't even going to say goodbye.
Oh, it's the same old story, Ma. Something goes wrong and they blame me for it on account of Pa. There was a killing in Tombstone. Somebody told the sheriff who I was. That's all he needed. I was playing cards with the boys at the Paradise when he rode in. He's a killer, this Hollister, I know. I didn't want to sneak out on you, Ma, but I was afraid.
Sure you were. When are they going to leave us alone? Look, remember that cave you used to hide in when you were a kid? No one will think of it. You go there, and if Hollister comes, I'll handle him. And you stay there till I give you the word.
Thanks, Ma. I don't know what I'd do without you.
Come on out with your hands up, Thompson. Make it easy on yourself.
Whoever you are out there, you better get. That shot was just a warning. I told you to take off, mister. You're trespassing.
You're not going to shoot me, Mrs. Thompson. Or you wouldn't have fired that warning shot.
Every man's entitled to one warning. After that, he's on his own. Now, ride out, mister.
My name's Sheriff Hollister, man.
I'm through talking, Sheriff.
You're more of a man than your son, Mrs. Thompson.
What do you mean?
He never would have warned me.
That's careless talk, Sheriff. With a gun on you.
I've come to get him. He's wanted for robbery and murder.
Mark told me all about it. You're just after him because of his father.
Ma'am, I never heard about your husband until I rode into Paradise today. Mark backshot an old man for his money. The man lived long enough to tell me.
You're lying. Thompson never shot anybody in the back.
No, ma'am, that's the truth. And I'm not leaving this part of the country without him. He's coming back to Tombstone with me, and he'll get a fair trial. If you want to, you can come and see for yourself.
Stay right where you are.
All right, ma'am. I know he's not inside, or there wouldn't have been a warning.
You don't think much of my son, do you?
I held that old man in my arms while he died. He was shot through the back, and the last thing that he said was that Mark did it. Now, I'm going to get him.
You Johnny Laws are all the same. You shoot first. Then if he's innocent, no one will ever know. You'll have buried your mistake.
Look, Mrs. Thompson, I know that Mark isn't far away. Now, if you want to, you can take me to him. That way he'll get his chance in court. What do you say?
I say you're too slick, mister. And I don't trust you. Now get out of here fast before I change my mind. Where did I fail him? Where did things go wrong?
Clay Hollister was combing the Chiricahuas, trying to cut Mark Thompson's sign. He was sure the fugitive was hiding in these hills.
Oh,
Howdy.
changed your mind?
About what?
You gonna take me to him? Sure make it easier for all of us.
Oh, I'm just looking for a stray calf.
In a buggy? With that rifle?
Look, Mrs. Thompson, you gave me a warning. Now, I'd like to return the favor. I know Mark's around here somewhere, and any interference on your part will make you an accessory.
Well, you'll have to find him first, Sheriff.
I will.
Get your horse, son. You gotta ride. What? Hollister's on your trail. Come on, get your horse.
Wait a minute. Well, this is just great, Ma. We couldn't ask for anything better.
What do you mean?
He'll never know what hit him.
Mark, you can't push like a man. No warning, no nothing. It'd be murder.
Look, a bullet kills you just as dead from the back as from the front. And it's a lot safer.
But, Mark, your father wouldn't.
My father? You know, I'm sick of hearing about him. What he'd do and what he wouldn't. Look, Pa's dead and I'm alive. And I'm gonna stay that way.
But, Mark, you gotta live with yourself and you won't be able to if you do this.
Won't I? It won't be the first time, Ma.
I won't let you. I can't let you. That's all.
Ma, let go.
No, Mark, no. Let you do it.
Well, Ma, you gotta. It's the only way out for me.
No, please, son, give yourself up for me or I'll have to.
Mark!
He would have shot me.
Yes, ma'am.
What did I do wrong to make him be like this?
Cliff, Sheriff, one for the road?
No, thank you.
We were just talking. Who's to blame?
Kid goes wrong, it's so easy to blame the parents.
I feel real sorry for Mrs. Thompson.
Any chance of getting her to move away from this?
No. She'll bury the boy next to his father and go right on working the place.
You had to kill one of them. I had to kill the other. Some business we're in.
Yeah, some business. Well, Clay, if you're ever in this neck of the woods, stop in again.
me up a memory, whistle me back where I want to be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
1885. The Birdcage Theater had just ended the successful engagement of the fabulous Miss Anita Torson.
Well, help me. We have to catch that stage.
Well, if you'd get rid of some of these silly costumes.
Well, they're not so silly. This is the dress I was wearing in Virginia City when you came backstage and introduced yourself.
Well, they're not too silly. What's wrong?
Nothing. I've just heard a lot of broken promises.
Oh, marriage? Well, the promise is in the future, and it's almost within reach.
After this?
Come on. We gotta get that stage.
Oh, sure. If it isn't running for a stagecoach, it's running for something else. It's the sheriff. Hurry, get out of here. Well, I'm glad to see someone. Would you help me, please, Sheriff?
Help you?
The dray man hasn't come yet, and I'm going to be late for the stagecoach.
Well, I've asked the stage to wait for a few minutes while I had a word with you.
Oh, I suppose you want my autograph.
No, ma'am, I have something to give you.
Well, how nice. What a surprise. What is it?
Warrant for your arrest.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened. In the town too tough to die. Tombstone territory.
What kind of nonsense is this? If you're making a joke, it's a stupid one.
It's no joke, ma'am. In the last 6 months, there have been 8 stagecoach robberies. Question is where the loot's hidden. The authorities in Tucson seem to think you might have the answer.
Well, I suppose you think it's hidden on me.
No, ma'am, not on you. In your trunk.
Oh, now, Sheriff. I'm sorry I lost my temper, but, well, this is ridiculous, and I'm in such a hurry. See? Nothing but costumes. Now, can I go?
Surely, ma'am, as soon as I finish searching.
Very well, then, search. Oh, this is so embarrassing. And we're wasting such valuable time, and the stagecoach is...
We'll wait. The dresses.
May I see that one, please?
go of it.
Is that about all of it?
You might as well tell me.
Why?
Miss Torson, you'll be facing a trial in Tucson. If you cooperate, it might be easier for you. You see, about all I know is that the leader in these holdups is a man by the name of Boone Cahill. But I don't even know what he looks like. You do.
That's your problem, Sheriff.
All right. But it's quite a stage trip to Tucson. Maybe you'll change your mind on the way.
I'm getting off at Benson.
Tucson.
All right. But it is a long ride to Tucson, and you just might meet Boone Cahill along the way. You'll spot him all right, because he'll be the one shooting at you.
Can't hold it up any longer, Sheriff. I'm way behind schedule now.
Well, you just have to make up time then.
If you say so. You want to put that on top of the rest of the baggage?
No, I'll keep it with me.
Going to be a little crowded, Sheriff, but I didn't know you was going to make this trip.
Crowded is right. Say, you know either one of those two men?
No, neither one. Why?
I just thought you might. Let's roll.
Get up, Brownie!
You're, Sheriff Clay Hollister.
That's right.
Dr. Davis from San Mateo.
Nice to meet you.
You know, you're pretty well known around Arizona.
Hello, Gorman.
Pleasure to see you again, Sheriff.
Oh, you two know each other.
I spent 6 months in a Tombstone jail, courtesy of Sheriff Clay Hollister.
You're a lucky man. Majority vote was to hang you.
I know. You just called me a tin horn, threw me in. I'm grateful. I only hope someday I can show you how grateful.
Gentlemen, we got a long trip together. Let's all calm down.
You're right, Doc.
Absolutely. And you know, with this Boone Cahill gang running loose, I'm just as happy to have a lawman along. I just hope it's going to be a peaceful journey. Good to have your company. You and Mrs. Hollister.
Gentlemen, this lady is my prisoner. So during our stops, I'd appreciate it if you neither spoke to nor approached her. Sorry if that sounds unfriendly, but it's the way it's got to be.
Of course, Sheriff. You're only doing your duty.
Why, sure. Aren't you afraid she might escape? Healthy woman like that? And only one sheriff to handle her.
You just remember what I said, Gorman.
Well, it's going to be a long trip. Good night.
That was a very impressive speech, Sheriff. Afraid there might be a gentleman on the stagecoach who might try and help me.
Doesn't it come through to you that their problem is to make sure that you don't testify? There's only one way that they can make sure.
Well, I'm not worried, so don't try to frighten me. Besides, I don't want to betray my...
Betray your friend? The gentleman that killed an unarmed stage agent? The friendly fellow that pistol-whipped a passenger to death?
Boone Cahill never murdered anyone.
Would you care to talk to the agent's widow or his kids?
I don't care to talk at all.
What are you doing? Man, can't you see that buckboard up ahead? Must be some trouble. Stopping for him.
No, you're not.
Well, we've got to stop or we'll run right through him.
It'll be just fine. We keep on rolling.
Oh, no, we don't. Whoa!
Let's see you drive.
Yeah!
What's going on?
I don't know.
You gone loco, Sheriff? Fellas must be stopped for a reason.
I agree.
If we don't stop, we're going to run right through them.
That's the idea.
No, don't shoot. We'll only rile him.
Slow him now. Rest him up that way station up ahead. Give him a drink. I can stand one myself.
That was a close call.
Huh? That was close.
You'll never know.
It is going to be a long trip.
The afternoon of August 12, 1885. A way station on the road to Tucson. A destination that some of the people were not to reach. Alive.
Who were they back there? Highwaymen?
Yeah, or Boone Cahill's bunch. Same thing.
Would have been wiser to stop and be robbed. Might have all been shot.
We weren't.
Say, you got a little drink in there?
Yeah. You can also get food.
Well, you go to your church and I'll go to mine.
Driver, you gonna water your horses?
After I get a drink.
You stay with me. We'll water the horses.
How very romantic. I'm starving. Think more of animals than you do of people.
Sometimes it's hard to tell the difference. One thing, animals don't try to knife you. Everybody up here to the center of the room.
Gorman? Were you speaking to me, Sheriff?
Keep your hands clear and give me your gun. This man go out?
Yeah, he sure did. Out back with the rest of us to wash up.
Yeah. Well, somebody tried to knife me out there. One of you. I don't know which one, so I want all of your guns. I'll sit on them for the rest of the trip.
Well, you're swinging a lot of weight for a man that's out of his territory, Sheriff.
He's right. I'm supposed to have the say-so on this trip.
Why, Clay, you seem to be getting unpopular.
Sorry, Sheriff, but without some authority...
You see my authority.
Yeah, if you put it that way.
That's the way I put it.
Well, I'm going out.
Sure, friend. Just as soon as you give me your gun.
Yeah? Well, listen. I am tired of taking your orders, Bucko. Just who do you think you are telling me what to do?
Why, didn't you know? This is the great Clay Hollister. Claims he's the toughest man in Arizona Territory.
Him? Oh, listen. You take off them irons and I'll break you in two.
This sounds more interesting than food.
Sorry, I'm a peace officer. I'll have to forego that pleasure. Your gun.
Drop it, Clay. Drop it. Come on, now, I've got it. Are you out of your mind?
Why, no. I just don't like seeing my old friend Clay Hollister shot down.
You surprise me, Gorman.
After he threw you in jail and called you a tin horn?
That he did, lady. But he also did something else. He kept a mob from stretching my neck. I don't like you, Hollister, but I pay my debts.
Fair enough.
I did get bounced around a bit, and I'd like to even that out, too. So, my hairy friend, if you'd like to bounce the sheriff around a little, go right ahead.
What? Oh, sure.
Are you sure you want to play it this way, Gorman?
Quite sure. You've got a big reputation, Hollister. I want to be impressed.
Come on along, man.
Very well, Sheriff. You win all the marbles.
Thanks. All right, now you can all go outside as soon as you check your guns. Driver?
Yeah.
Search them.
You mean the lady, too?
No, I've already had that pleasure. Doctor.
As you wish. But I want it back when we get to Tucson.
Next.
All right, prize fighter. On your feet.
I ain't no prize fighter.
Yes, we know.
Hey, what are you? Miner or an arsenal?
Oh, man has to protect himself in Arizona.
Yeah, he's right, Sheriff.
All right, let's go.
It was a nice try you made,
Thanks.
but a hopeless one. Can't you get it through your head that all Cahill wants is you dead?
That's a lie.
Why do you think they shot at the stage?
I'm not interested. Sorry.
All right, I'll do it my way. Cahill! Boone Cahill, I'm talking to you. One of you is a murderer. The next stop is Tucson. When we get there, you're a dead man.
But, Sheriff, I thought you said you didn't know who Cahill was.
I didn't, but I do now.
I didn't tell you a thing.
That's all right. You're safe now. There are no more stops between here and Tucson.
I know what you're trying to do, but I didn't tell you anything.
What are you so nervous about? I thought you said you weren't afraid of Cahill.
I'm not.
Then you've got nothing to worry about.
Look here, Sheriff. We all know what you're trying to do. Forces Cahill to make a move. But personally, I can't approve of the way you're going about it.
Tell me, what's your interest?
Why?
Open the bag.
Now, what is this?
You say you're a doctor.
Well, of course. Everybody knows Dr. Davis.
Well, let's see what you know. Empty it.
Sheriff, may I suggest... You know, you're nervous and a little overwrought. I think these pills will fix you up just fine.
No, thank you.
Did you think I was your gunman?
Just being careful. Empty the bag.
You know, it's a funny thing.
Honest, Clay, honest. I didn't know he was one of them.
You did just fine. Better get this stage moving. We'll be late for your trial.
You're not going to get away with this, Sheriff. You just wait till the boys...
Cahill's dead. Little gang's finished, and so are you. Gorman, you're now a deputy.
Well, okay, Sheriff. As long as you promise not to let anybody find out.
I guess that makes me the driver. Well, Anita, how do you feel? You ready to face your trial?
I guess. It's almost worth it to be clear and out of all of this. I'll survive it somehow. Before I go in, I have one last request.
Well, what?
Well, half hour ago, I was hungry. Now I'm as starved as a timber wolf in a blizzard.
Miss Torson, when we get to Tucson, I personally am going to buy you the biggest dinner in town.
Thanks.
My pleasure. I won't even bill it to the territory.
Up, Rowdy!
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Shocking ones.
$3, old boy. That should pay for running that item in your paper.
Ronald Cedric Browning, 33, esteemed citizen of Tombstone since 1880, died Tuesday of gunshot wounds as he was attempting to protect an ore shipment from his mine located. April Fool's Day was last month, Ron.
Printed. I'm paying you.
Well, I can't print anything that I know isn't true, Ron. Now, why don't you take your $3 and go over to the hotel and get yourself a room and sleep it off?
Print it. You've got to print it.
Can't. Ron, I'll print your obituary, and it won't cost you a cent. When at least one fact is true. That you're actually dead.
Then I'll make it true.
Run! An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone territory.
You all right?
Yeah, think so.
One thing's for certain. The ordinary taxpayer sure gets prompt service from our sheriff.
Is that Ron Browning?
Yeah, he's all in one piece, just passed out. Slug buried itself over there.
Why'd he want to draw down on you?
He didn't.
Was it his gun?
He came in here and wanted me to run his obituary. When I refused, he threatened to kill himself.
That's kind of funny.
He tell you why?
No. First, I thought he was drunk and trying to play a joke. What are those?
Well, I saw him coming out of the post office. I thought maybe something he got might have set him off.
Something sure did. He wasn't easy to stop. From a lady?
Devotedly gay. No matter how busy you are, 3 years is too long for a girl in love to wait. So I've taken a boat to Boston, and I'm coming to Tombstone to you. Yeah, she arrives on the noon stage tomorrow.
If you ask me, you better lock him up till she gets here.
Maybe he just doesn't want to see her.
More likely, he doesn't want her to see him.
Well, I can't jail him for that.
Look, he's no tramp, Clay. Comes from a good family, educated. When he sobers up, could be all he needs is that girl.
All right, Cupid. I'll see that the county boards and lodges him. Watch the step. Put him in my chair, Harry.
All right.
Easy. What do you think you're doing, old boy?
We brought you here for your own good, Ron.
But if you want an apology...
I think you should apologize to, Miss Mitchum.
Now, see here.
I read your letter hoping it would explain why you pull a gun. It did.
What do you want me to do? Hurt her more than I have? I can't see her.
Why not, Ron?
3 years ago, Gay and I fell in love. Her father publishes books. Wanted me to join the firm. I just couldn't see it. I'd inherited nearly £1,000, and Gay and I decided I'd come over to Canada. Start a ranch. And Gay would come over later. Everything was fine until the winter. The worst in 20 years. Wiped out.
Is that when you moved down here, Tombstone?
I wrote Gay that I'd sold the ranch, bought a mining claim here. A big man now, very successful. Oh, Lord. Gay thinks I'm about the biggest man in Arizona. 10 full feet tall. That's me. That's why.
But a girl who would come all this distance just to be with you, Ron, deserves more consideration than this.
Nobody ever won a fight by running away from it, boy.
It's not for me. Make her think I'm dead. I'm just as good as dead now, anyway.
Come on, you'll feel better about it tomorrow. Out you get.
All right. You can't make me see Gay.
We'll talk about that when you're sober.
I'm much obliged, Clay, and I think you'll be.
Ike Cobb, Sheriff. Wanted in Flagstaff.
Where'd you find him?
In front of the bank.
The bank, huh? We'll let him use one of our vaults until Flagstaff sends for him.
Better make it quick. I ain't staying long.
We'll try to make you comfortable.
I'll be comfortable when I shoot that star off your chest and off of every lawman.
Drop it.
Tough, huh?
I can be. Now pick it up. Now let's make you comfortable.
Suit, hat. Here, Clay. You see that he gets shaved and dressed. My confounded press broke down again. Have to get the blacksmith to forge a new part or I won't be able to get my paper out.
Is that an excuse for not taking Brownie to meet the girl?
I'll be back in plenty of time.
Oh, Harris. Moody's in this morning. I don't trust him to handle a razor by himself. Will you ask the barber to step up here and shave him?
Sure.
New clothes, Ron. Put them on. Give yourself a break.
All right. Clothes won't make a difference. You know that.
Let him out, Sheriff. Let us both out. Save you a lot of trouble later.
Hello, Singh. Customer's all ready for you.
Sing Lee ready for the customer. Oh, Mr. Brownie.
There's some water in that pitcher over by the bunk.
Yes.
Sheriff?
The noon stage from Santa Fe you waiting for?
Yeah?
I just saw it. Looks like it's going to be about 10 minutes early.
All right, Quint, you stay here and see that Sing Lee has no trouble. And after Browning's been shaved, bring him over to the hotel. I'll pick up the girl.
Right.
Oh, and when you deliver him, make sure he looks 10 feet tall. Mitchum?
Yes, I'm Miss... Oh, I say, is something wrong with Ron?
Oh, Badge? No, Ron's all right. I'm a friend of his, Clay Hollister. He asked me to see that you got to your hotel all right.
Oh?
Ron's tied up. Business. Is that all your luggage? Hotel's just down the street.
Mr. Quinn, maybe you better let me take Mr. Browning outside and put him in a chair.
Sure, anything to hurry it up.
Browning, lock the barber up. We'll both get out of here together. Lock him up, I said. Keys. Hurry it up. Lock him up. Come over here and unlock this one. I mean, right now. Here. 2 guns are better than one. Come on. You get caught now, they'll throw the book at you for jailbreaking. Come on!
Easy, Quinn. Come on. Back over here. You, get back Cunningham. Hurry it up!
Suckered me. Got out. He and Browning escaped. I'm going after him.
Ron escaped?
Ron and one of the most dangerous killers in the territory.
The afternoon of May 13, 1882. Tombstone had had jailbreaks before, but this one really hit home.
So, now you know all of it. Ron just didn't want you to know how far he'd slipped.
I want to go with you, Sheriff.
You're staying here, Miss Mitchum. And no arguments.
But if Ron were forced to go,
Clay, I saw them heading out of town toward the Dragoons. The way they were riding, I think they were heading for Browning's diggings up in the hills.
Here's your rifle, Deputy.
Leave the horses here.
Where's the mine?
Up there.
Wait a minute. You stay here till I get up in those rocks. And when you see the sheriff coming, you start down slow, holding your arms up like he was surrendering.
And you?
What do you think? Once they step out and figure they got you, they'll be like clay pipes in a shooting gallery.
Now, see here, I'll be no party to murder.
You'll do what I tell you. Get up. You're gonna get up or stay here for good. Now you stay right here till the sheriff comes.
What do you make of that? Maybe there's only one of them up there now.
You'd be dead now, except I need you for bait. Now you stay put. All right, get out there. You try to cross me, you get it first.
Browning! Clay Hollister! Sheriff! I'm giving myself up. Come and get me. Stay where you are.
Sheriff, it's a trap!
You'd have been better off in jail. He made me go.
Take care of him, Harris. I'm going in.
Cobb! Toss down the rifle and stand up. I know you're about out of shells. Now, do you walk down or do I carry you out?
All right, Sheriff. Here's my rifle. Now come down.
Undertaker will have to come back up and take care of him. Let's get you back to town before you lose any more blood.
May 13. Things seemed to have quieted down in Tombstone, except for the editor, who was trying to do 3 days' work in one.
Well, hello there. Hello, Mr. Cleburne. Well, give it to him, darling.
Since you refused to publish Ronald's obituary,
Even though I coughed trying to make it true.
we thought you might like to publish this social item.
Ronald Cedric Browning will marry gay Elizabeth Mitchum Friday, May 15th at St. Paul's Episcopal Church. Well, congratulations.
Hi. Is that what I think it is?
Yeah, they're being married tomorrow, Clay. You going to give away the bride?
Oh, I'm going to let you do that. I've got something to give away to the groom.
Well, what is it, Sheriff?
Draft for $500 on the Flagstaff National Bank.
Oh, Ron, imagine it's more than 100 pounds.
Well, it's what a man gets for being 10 feet tall. Reward for information leading to the capture of Ike Cobb. And one of the prettiest girls ever to come to the territory.
Thank you, Sheriff.
You're welcome.
Well, Sheriff, we'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
Say now, I don't mean to be selfish. Wouldn't you lads like to have a go at kissing the bride? After me, that is.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
That's Kyle Dodge, gang leader and killer. The other, a United States Marshal, the man responsible for escorting Kyle Dodge through Tombstone to the territorial prison at Yuma. This is the way they arrived.
$0.25 for breakfast and a nickel tip. Prices are going up and up.
Don't tell them where they'll stop.
Well, there's one thing certain. If they go much higher, I'll have to ask the city council for a raise. Take it easy, Marshal.
I hope you have a nice, strong jail, Sheriff. I was ambushed a couple of miles back.
Get Doc Cunningham.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened. In the town too tough to die. Tombstone territory. Sheriff Hollister had sent for the Tombstone physician, Doc Cunningham, to aid the dying marshal and his wounded prisoner, Kyle Dodge. Clay, this is Dr. Buell. Doc Cunningham was out on a call.
Dr. Buell. Haven't seen him in town before.
Well, he's just in town for a few days. I was lucky to get him.
Maybe. Maybe not. Where'd you find him?
He came up and introduced himself. Said he heard you needed a doctor. What's eating you? You're meaner than a stepped-on rattler.
I'll tell you later.
No, there's nothing I can do about him. He's dead. I'll take a look at Dodge now.
You be good enough to show the way, Sheriff?
Tell me, Doctor, how did you know that I had a wounded prisoner?
Why, that's common gossip. It's all over town.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The patient, Sheriff.
I suppose you have proof that you are a physician.
Why, now, wait a minute, Clay. That's going a little far, don't you think?
Well, Dr. Buell?
Well, I've never been asked to identify myself before, but as long as you insist.
The doctor volunteered his services, Clay.
All right. I'll be watching you closely.
Nice of you to drop by. I was getting lonesome.
Open that shirt. I want to get a look at that shoulder.
Sure, Doc. How's the marshal?
Your friends did a good job.
Always said being a lawman was a dangerous profession.
Yeah. Especially when you have to worry about being shot in the back from ambush.
It's just a flesh wound. You'll live
for a long time, I hope. There's a nice big cell waiting for you up at Yuma Penitentiary.
Talking's one thing. Getting me there's another.
You'll get there.
That's just your opinion. I got some friends who think differently. The marshal found out the hard way.
Well, your friends don't seem to have been much help so far.
I got a bad break, that's all. If it hadn't been for an accident, I'd have gotten away during the ambush.
What do you mean, an accident?
When the marshal was bushwhacked, Dodge here went for his gun. And in the struggle, Dodge got himself shot. Just a minute, Doc. Take your hand out of the bag real easy. Now move up here. This part of your medical equipment?
A man's got a right to carry a gun, hasn't he, Sheriff?
Yeah. But in your case, it's a little unusual. It's your profession to heal, not hurt.
I'm traveling across dangerous country. Even a doctor's got the right to defend himself. I'll take that back now.
Sure. Just send me your bill. I'll make sure you get paid.
Thank you. And I'll include the price of 6 bullets with my statement. Good day, gentlemen.
Little jumpy, aren't you, Hollister? Make sure you lock it up good. Your bird might get out and fly away.
I made arrangements for the marshal.
Thanks. I guess you're wondering about the way I treated Buell.
Well, I wouldn't exactly call your attitude normal.
While you're out looking for a doc, the marshal was able to tell me a few facts about Kyle Dodge.
Well, he's a tough customer, and that's a fact.
And he's got a lot of friends out of the same mold. Dodge and his gang have been raiding the small towns in the eastern part of the state. The only one they could capture was Dodge himself.
Well, then how many of that gang do you suppose are in Tombstone now?
Your guess is as good as mine.
And you think Dr. Buell could be one of them?
Could be.
Dodge seemed pretty confident. Suppose he's counting on those men getting him out?
According to the marshal, Dodge is the only one who knows where all the money from the raids is stashed. They've got to try to free him.
Yep. They tried it once. They'll make the attempt again.
And my deputy's out of town. Well, I need some help.
Anything I can do.
All right. I gotta go out for a while. You keep an eye on things here. Oh, and lock this door. I want to keep all the friends I've got.
Sheriff Clay Hollister moved quickly to arrange for Kyle Dodge's safe delivery to the Yuma prison. His plan would take time, but he was determined that Dodge would not escape the law again.
Yeah, it's just a flesh wound, nothing serious. Well, if it isn't Tombstone's esteemed sheriff. You've come to quiet your nerves with a drink?
I think you could prescribe a better remedy. These gentlemen friends of yours?
Acquaintances, Mr. Boland, Mr. Andrews, Sheriff Hollister.
Howdy, Sheriff. Glad to meet you.
Planning on staying in town long?
Hard to say.
Depends on how long it takes to get our business done.
Might take a week, might take a day. Hard to tell.
What is your business, Mr. Boland?
Cattle. Got a ranch down on the New Mexico line.
Oh, well, that's Kyle Dodge's hunting ground, isn't it?
It was until they caught him.
Dodge never bothered us none, though. Here you got him locked up here in Tombstone.
You know, for a couple of fellas that just arrived in town, you're well supplied with information.
I've been telling him about Dodge. Sheriff's a very suspicious man.
Can't say that I blame him.
Say, Sheriff, what are you going to do about Dodge? You going to take him back to Yuma prison yourself?
No, I just sent this off a couple of minutes ago.
Oh. Yuma prison. Request you send officer to take custody of prisoner Kyle Dodge. Will hold until marshal arrives. Signed, Sheriff Clay Hollister, Tombstone Territory. Yeah.
You should have a man here in a couple of days.
A couple of days could be a long time. Anything could happen.
I'll be extra careful.
The sheriff looks like a man that can handle himself.
Yeah. Dead marshal looked like a man that could handle himself. Didn't help him any.
Dodge is going to prison. Nothing is going to prevent him getting there.
Set him up.
November 7, 1882. Kyle Dodge was still safely locked up in the Tombstone jail. His next step, the penitentiary at Yuma. Yet the notorious prisoner appeared to be unconcerned.
Looks good enough to eat, but you got something. Where's the knife and fork? I can't cut anything with this.
I know.
What's the matter, Hollister? Don't you trust me? I never did like to eat alone. Why don't you hang around?
What for?
I thought we could talk a little. What kind of salary do you make, Hollister?
Enough.
$78 a month and you furnish your own horse. Big deal.
Are you worried about my future?
I hate to see a man miss a good opportunity.
Good opportunity?
How would you like to make $5,000, Hollister?
It's a lot of money.
Man could work all his life and never save that much.
Maybe.
I got plenty of money. All you have to do is let me out of here. $5,000. What do you say, Hollister?
You're wasting your time.
All you'll ever get out of this town is a bullet and a cheap funeral in Boot Hill.
Eat your food. It's getting cold.
Night. As As Clay Hollister made his final check of the town, he was doubly alert. He felt certain that Dodge's gang would attempt to release him. They had tried it before, and a U.S. Marshal was dead.
Sheriff Hollister?
Something I can do for you, ma'am?
I'd like to talk to you for a moment, Sheriff.
Come right in. Yes, ma'am?
I want to see Kyle Dodge, please.
I'm sorry. The prisoner isn't allowed any visitors.
Not even his wife? We were married a little over a year ago in Tucson.
I didn't even know he had a wife.
We kept it a secret.
Even to the extent of not wearing a wedding ring?
You don't wear a wedding ring when you don't want people to know you're married.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I don't mean to doubt your word, but you're going to have to show me some proof that you are married to Dodge.
Well, would a wedding picture help?
It might.
This proof enough for you?
I guess so.
Put your guns on the desk. Don't do anything we'll both be sorry about, Sheriff. Now, you better take me to see Kyle Dodge. After you. All right, open it.
I told you I wouldn't be here long, Hollister. Better do like the lady says.
Not this time, boy. We better go back into my office and discuss this a little further.
I feel like such an awful fool.
Anytime you're ready, start talking.
My name is Lydia Dawson.
How'd you meet Kyle Dodge?
Up until a few moments ago, I'd never seen him before.
I'm supposed to believe that?
It's the truth. Dodge and his gang raided Colton City 4 months ago. My father ran the bank. They killed him.
Go on.
There's nothing more to say. Except I wanted to pay Dodge back.
You weren't trying to set him free?
No, I wanted to kill him.
In the meantime, you better stay in town.
I'm staying at the hotel. Could I have my gun back, please?
For the time being, it might be better for both of us if I keep it. Dawson?
Good morning, Sheriff.
How long have you known Dr. Buell?
For quite a while. He's from my hometown.
Oh?
Why?
Just curious.
Could I have my gun back now?
Sorry, Miss Dawson, I haven't heard from Colton City yet.
You will, Sheriff.
November 11, 1882. A lone rider on the trail outside of Tombstone. The man who rode in answer to Clay Hollister's telegram.
Sheriff Hollister?
That's right.
U.S. Deputy Marshal Kennedy.
Oh, good to meet you. Come on in.
You didn't waste any time getting here.
Well, the quicker we get Dodge to Yuma, the better.
This is Harris Clyburn, the editor of the Epitaph.
Hello, Marshal.
How do you do?
You got any credentials on you?
Oh.
I thought sure the Marshal's office would send more than one man.
Good enough. Yeah, there are a lot of strangers in town. No telling how many of them are members of Dodge gang.
Well, Dodge is going to Yuma on the stagecoach. All we got to worry about is getting him aboard. I can handle it from there.
When do you want to go?
There's a coach leaving for Yuma in 20 minutes. I can make it.
I'll get him.
Need some help?
No, thanks. All right. Let's go, Dodge.
Where are we going, Hollister?
Out of one jail
into another one.
I'll turn him over to you at the stagecoach.
Sure.
You'll never make it, Hollister. Two of you won't be enough.
Or maybe three of us will shorten the odds some.
Keep your eyes open. Looks like you've got some company to see you off. Harris, cover Buell and the girl. You can take him now.
All right.
Get him! Well, Dodge, looks like you're not going to be lonely in prison. Your friend here can keep you company.
How did you know Kennedy wasn't a marshal?
I showed Bolin and Andrews a fake telegram saying I'd asked for help. I didn't send it.
So Kennedy had to be working with Dodge. What about those credentials he showed you?
Forged. See, before he died, Marshall warned me to be careful who I trusted.
He said that Dodge's men would stop at nothing to set him free.
And not to be good advice.
Yeah. Wish he were alive so I could thank him. You can have this back now, Miss Dawson.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Well, it's good to see you in a pleasant mood for a change, Sheriff.
Yeah, I sort of like the feeling myself.
I was just apologizing to the doctor and Miss Dawson for thinking they could be part of Dodge's gang.
Oh, yeah, I guess I should say a few words in that direction, too.
That isn't necessary, Sheriff. We understand now. I'm grateful it all came out the way it did.
I do have one question, though, Doctor. Just before the shooting started, I saw you open your medical bag. What were you reaching for?
Well, I know this sounds ridiculous, but I was reaching for a sedative. Miss Dawson had a headache.
I thought it might be a gun. I saw you drinking with Bolin and Andrews. Did you know them before?
I took a slug out of Andrews about 2 years ago in Abilene. I didn't know they were outlaws.
Suspicion can make a man do strange things.
It goes along with a lawman's job. I guess I should try to curb it, though. Uh-oh. What's he doing in Tombstone?
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
How's business been tonight?
Glad we don't have to depend on this for a living.
What do you mean I've held up? I just found myself a silver mine worth millions, and I'm going to celebrate proud.
I'll take care of it.
Now, hand me one of them bottles. Now, that's fancy.
Give me the gun, Hal. Come on, hand it over.
I was just joking, Lily.
I know.
I'll take him to the sheriff.
He's gonna get some sleep.
I'm not finished celebrating.
You better watch out. The celebrating will finish you. Come on.
You mad at me, Lily?
No.
Still partners?
That was the agreement when I grub-staked you.
Then you're just as rich as I am. Why don't the two of us have just a tiny little... No?
No. You better get some sleep. Now, good night.
factual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened in the town too tough to die. Tombstone territory. June 4, 1884. The killing of miner Hal Swanson led to an immediate investigation by Clay Hollister, who had long suspected the person and motive behind such killings. In an effort to gain proof, he formulated a daring plan of action.
Vic? Here's that note for Tulsa Jack. You won't have any trouble finding him. He'll be in Skeleton Canyon working his diggings. After that, you better ride on fast. We expect to be in Tucson by Wednesday.
Where's your deputy headed?
Trial in Tucson?
Oh. I thought maybe you had a lead on the Hal Swanson killing.
Maybe I have.
Hey, wait a second. What's the story?
Well, you can tell your readers that I expect to arrest Swanson's murderer in the near future.
I always have that set up. No kidding. Have you really got a lead?
Yeah, I think so. I just don't like where it leads.
Well?
Harris, who would you say is the most popular, best-liked woman in Tombstone?
Nellie Cashman.
No, I mean outside of Nellie.
Well, Lily Murdoch, I guess.
That's right.
Well, what's that got to do with... Lily Murdoch? You're not serious.
I checked the records at the courthouse and the claims office last night. In the last 3 months, 4 miners have been killed and 2 others have disappeared. And all of them either grub-staked by Lily or with a will made out in her benefit.
Clay, Lily couldn't be mixed up in...
I just said she might be.
Well, there's no motive. Lily doesn't care a hang for money. Look what she gives to the Miners Protective and the Orphans Fund.
I know, but you've got to face the fact that 6 men either died or disappeared and Lily benefited.
Where are you going?
I'm going to go talk to her. You know, I've heard if you get a woman mad enough, she's just liable to tell the truth.
Oh, she'll get mad, all right. Clay.
Yeah?
Lily Murdoch has a lot of friends. A lot of power in town. Suppose, well, just suppose you do find out she's involved in these killings.
Well?
Do you suppose you could prove it before you got run out of town?
This looks all right, Matt. Anything else?
Whitehead's offered $55,000 on Swanson's claim.
We're not ready to discuss price on that yet.
That's what I told him, but he...
Come in. Well, Hollister, good morning.
Morning. I hope I'm not interrupting.
We just finished. The rest of it can wait, Matt.
Yes, Miss Murdoch.
Matt? Well, Sheriff, this visit social or official?
Official, ma'am.
We can be official and comfortable at the same time, can't we?
Yes, ma'am. Miss Murdoch, there's hardly a miner in Tombstone that you haven't grub-staked at one time or another. And when you do, you enter into a 50-50 partnership with him, don't you?
Well, that's customary, isn't it? May I offer you something, Sheriff?
Oh, no, thank you. If the miner should die, do you automatically inherit his half of the partnership?
Only if he wants it that way.
Like Hal Swanson?
Well, yes. I use the money to grub stake other miners, or I give it to charity.
You've been very generous.
As far as I'm concerned, Sheriff, money has only one real value, and that's for people to use.
I see. Miss Murdoch, you're an intelligent woman. Haven't you any idea why I'm asking you all these questions?
To be perfectly honest, not the faintest.
The person who benefits from a murder usually expects to be questioned, even if he or she has nothing to do with it.
What do you mean?
Recently, 6 miners have either been murdered or killed in what appeared to be accidents. In each case, you benefited by the death.
Do you mean that you think that somehow I engineered these accidents or killings or whatever they were? Well, that's the silliest nonsense I ever heard of. How dare you accuse me?
I haven't accused you.
And you better not if you don't want to make a fool out of yourself.
Miss Murdoch, I once knew a man by the name of Asa Watkins. He was a...
Now, why should I do such a thing? I certainly have plenty of money.
Mr. Watkins didn't need any money either. He was the bank clerk in my hometown. Modest, obscure little man who never spent a dime on himself, but he loved to help other people. Gave generously to the church, sent kids through college, paid for operations, supported needy families. Everybody loved him. But after his death, it was discovered that during his lifetime, he'd embezzled more than $60,000 from the bank.
Get out of here. I said get out of here.
You see, Mr. Watkins wanted so much to be loved and admired that he became a thief.
Wait. I have a lot of friends in Arizona, Mr. Hollister. Some of them important, like the governor. Some of them not so important.
I realize that.
You've insinuated things here that you can't prove. But my position, my success here, depends on my reputation for honesty and fair play. If you do anything to damage that reputation, I'll turn you out of office and have you run out of town.
Then at least we understand each other. Good day, Miss Lily.
Did you hear?
He can't prove anything.
He could start a lot of talk.
Who'd believe him?
There are always people ready to believe anything.
Well, what do we do?
Sailor still in town?
Saw him yesterday.
Good. Find Sailor.
Who is he?
Gunslinger by the name of Sailor.
What do you have against you?
He was for hire.
June 5, 1884. Clay Hollister had deliberately set out to arouse Lily Murdoch's wrath, and he had been successful. A few hours later, an attempt was made on his life.
If you're so sure Lily hired that fellow last night, why aren't you doing something about it?
I am.
What, for instance?
Waiting?
For her to try again?
Oh, for reinforcements. On his way to Tucson, my deputy was going to deliver a letter.
A letter? Who to?
Tulsa Jack. One of the few miners Lily never had to stake.
Why Tulsa?
I did a favor for him once. He's going to do one for me now, I hope.
Hooray, boys! I've struck it rich! Struck it rich! Well, boys, I've struck it rich! I've struck it rich! Hey, looky here! I don't nobody stampede but the drinks on me! Old Tulsa Jack has struck it rich! Come on up, everybody! Come on up! Set 'em up, bartender. Set up the drink for all my friends and all them friends I never laid eyes on. Here's to me. Never had a dime of my own, and now look at me. 10,000 goats and plenty more where that come from. Have a drink, everybody. Come on, keep putting them up there, bartender.
After he's had a few more, bring him up to see Lily.
Well, just like any other creek I ever saw. Just, you could jump over it, you know. It's shallow water and a sandy bottom. And underneath the sand was all this silver. Been collecting there for hundreds of years. Hundreds, maybe thousands of years, you know. Sort of like in the pocket. And now it's in my pocket.
Where is all this, Tulsa?
In Skeleton Canyon, the other side of Charleston.
Oh? I thought your claim was,
Well, no, that's just it, Lily. You see, it wasn't my claim. I don't know who it belonged to, so I had to get the stuff out fast. Loaded what I could in the saddlebags and then hid the rest. What I put in your safe wasn't 1/5 of it. So tomorrow, I'm going to take out horses, pack horses, and bring out the rest.
Well, that's wonderful, Tulsa. It couldn't happen to a nicer person.
You're sweet, too. Well, I got to get back to my friends. You down there where the boys are, they'll be missing me.
I'm sure they will.
Lily, thanks for the drinks. You sure are nice.
Boys?
Oh, the setup couldn't be better.
I don't know. The sheriff's snooping around. I don't want to risk it.
Well, where's the risk? You didn't stake the old boy. There's no connection between you and him. Now, Sam and I'll bring the silver in and nobody'll know.
No, Matt.
Now, look, we've played along. Let you give away half of everything we've taken in.
That's part of the setup.
Yeah, but lately you've been a little too generous. You act like you like throwing money away.
Well, it's paid off, hasn't it? Why do you think people trust me? Would Tulsa talk as freely to anybody else?
Look, the point is, we're the only ones that know. We can keep all of it, Lily, except the stuff he put in the safe. We'll turn that over to the sheriff.
All right. Go ahead, but be careful.
June 6, 1884. Despite a headache of major proportions, Tulsa Jack rented 2 pack mules and headed back out of Tombstone.
It's about time you showed up. What I have to go through in the name of friendship.
You enjoyed every minute of it, and you know it.
Last night, yes, but not now. I wish them meadowlarks wouldn't sing so loud.
Well, there's some cover in those trees up there. Let's go. This ought to be good enough. How'd it go?
Well, I said everything you wrote me, and I made it sound good.
Uh-huh.
But you're branding the wrong steer, Clay. Lily ain't no crook. She's nice.
Maybe.
Well, I know a good woman when I see one, I'll tell you.
Well, if your eyesight's so good, who's that coming up the trail?
Well, I'll be. Lily's boys.
You don't think they're riding out to Skeleton Canyon for their health, do you?
Well, them dirty...
You didn't tell them about the silver, did you?
Oh, no, just Lily. Like I said, looks like he was right. What do we do next?
I'm riding back to town. You stay out of sight. Tomorrow about noon, we're going to give Miss Lily Murdoch the shock of her life. Up for him.
The afternoon of June 7th, 1884.
Who's that? Tulsa Jack? Yeah. He's been shot. You! Get Doug Cunningham.
Matt, Sam, come in here.
What's the matter?
So Tulsa never showed up.
What are you talking about? Of course he didn't show up.
You're lying. What did you do with the silver?
I tell you, we didn't see any silver. Tulsa didn't show up.
I see. You decided to cut me out and split the silver between you.
Now, wait a minute.
Now, look, Lily, put down that gun and listen to me. We didn't find any silver. Tulsa didn't show up.
Really? Then how come his horse just brought him in with a bullet in his back?
What?
Now, I'd give you just 5 seconds to level with me.
Look, Lily.
Your time is just about up. Who is it?
Hollister.
Come in. What do you want, Sheriff?
It's about Tulsa.
Matt's just been telling me he's been hurt.
He was shot in the back.
Oh, no. Is he?
He's in the hospital. He's holding on. He wants to see you.
Of course. I'll go right away.
You better come along, too.
What for?
You'll find out.
Lily.
Right here, Tulsa.
The doc says I ain't got a chance.
Now, that's nonsense, Tulsa. You're gonna be all right.
That silver in your safe is all I got. I want you to have it.
I'll keep it for you, Tulsa, till you're up and around again.
Tulsa. I want you to take a look at these men. Are they the ones that shot you?
Oh, now, what is this? You loco? We've never even seen him before.
Let him answer.
Yeah, them's the one.
He's lying.
Are you positive?
Yeah, they must have heard me talking to Lily.
You're under arrest.
Oh, now, wait a minute,
The victim
Sheriff.
identified you. That's enough for any jury. Turn around.
I'm not going to take this. It's a frame-up.
You want to make a statement?
I got plenty to talk about if it'll keep me from hanging.
Plenty to talk about who?
Never mind, Hollister. Take his guns. Put up your hands.
I underestimated you, Miss Lily. I didn't think you carried a gun.
Good thing I do. I couldn't afford to let Matt talk.
You were in back of these killings then. I was right.
You were right, Sheriff. Dead right. Take him out the back way.
Come on.
Will you join us in my jail, Miss Lily?
You can't prove anything. I've got influence, friends.
Friends have a way of deserting you when you stand trial for 5 or 6 murders. Let's go.
There you are, Tulsa. Keep it as a souvenir.
I really want to thank you for your help.
Well, somebody had to do the job.
It was your testimony convinced the jury.
Yeah, I know. But this town ain't gonna be the same without Lily. You know, she done an awful lot of good. Helped out a lot of folks when they needed it.
Well, what you say is true, but she also was responsible for a lot of killing, Tulsa.
I know, but she was a nice woman. She was an awful nice woman. I'm going to miss her. We're all going to miss her. Yeah, Lily was a nice woman. I don't care what you say, Lily was a darn nice woman. Yeah, she's pretty, too. And her hair, boy, and
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Sam Edwards, convicted of armed robbery and murder, was sentenced to death by hanging.
He's gonna hang in the morning, Clay.
Lock him up and take his belt.
Okay. Mind if I talk to your prisoner?
Not if he doesn't. You carrying any weapons?
Just my pencil.
Well, I don't guess Edwards can write his way out of jail.
Edwards?
What do you want?
I'm Harris Clyburn, editor of the Epitaph.
I robbed the man. He pulled a gun and I shot him. 3 witnesses saw it and they're going to string me up in the morning. That's it. That's the whole story, newsman.
Just like that. Any regrets?
Yeah. I regret they caught me.
I want to see my brother.
All right. Put your gun belt on the table.
Now get out of here.
Who's that?
Newspaper editor.
What do you want?
Story of my life. Never mind him.
I stopped by to tell you not to worry.
Not to worry. They're going to string me up in the morning and you're telling me not to worry.
Just shut up and get some sleep tonight.
John, I want to sleep tomorrow night.
Just don't worry. I'll take my gun.
Short visit, Mr. Edwards.
Well, I've got a deadline to meet, Mr. Newsman. And, don't write the obituary yet.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone territory. November 8, 1881. Violence was not uncommon in Tombstone, but it wasn't every day a man was hanged. And many of the citizens were up earlier than usual.
And he ordered twice as big a breakfast as the two of us put together.
Maybe he's just putting on an act.
Mm-hmm. If it's an act, it's a good one. He finished every bite of it.
Yeah. Something tells me that Sam Edwards doesn't think he's going to hang.
Neither does his brother.
All right, Clint, bring him out.
Time to go, Sam. Hey, you want this?
What did you think I was going to do, Sheriff? Hang myself?
Put the cuffs on him, Clint. Goodbye, Edwards.
I don't like goodbyes.
Hold it right there.
I've come for my brother. You better listen close, lawman. This cord on my boot, it goes to a spring, hooked to the trigger of a loaded rifle. Now, the rifle is aimed dead center at a full box of dynamite. You shoot me, my leg will relax. This town of Tombstone will be just one big hole in the ground.
Sort of looks like a standoff, don't it? I can't shoot you. You can't take Sam.
We got no standoff. Hey, you! Cut him loose. Send him down here, quick! Guess he didn't hear me. Cut him loose, quick.
I'll just take this.
He's got a dead man switch triggered to a case of dynamite, Clay.
That's not all I've got, Sheriff. Sam, throw back that cover. Oh, he's not dead, Sheriff. He won't do me no good dead. Lift him up, Sam. Take off the gag. Whatever you have to do, Clay.
No, Harris, it isn't just you. There really is dynamite in that box that'd blow up the whole town. And you and Sam.
Sam was gonna die anyway. I just shot your hangman. There's not much difference between hanging and blowing up. You die both ways. One's just noisier.
There are things worse than hanging or blowing up, Edwards. I'm going to be following you.
Yeah. You do that, Sheriff. And take your time. We got a long way to go. I told you not to worry.
That's what you told me.
November 8, 1881. Clay Hollister decided on a plan of action. He was determined to find a way to capture the Edwards brothers.
Quint, give me your shirt. I want you to take 2 men and follow that wagon. I want John Edwards to think that I'm one of you. So stay in plain sight and out of rifle range. And don't you fire at them. If Edwards relaxes that leg, that dynamite will blow.
What are you going to do?
And I don't know for sure. But sooner or later, they're going to have to separate themselves from that dynamite. And I'm going to be there when they do.
That sheriff's following, all right. He's got 2 men with him. But he's keeping his distance.
Yep. Hey, let's get that thing unhooked. You can't keep your leg like that forever.
Now, relax. I'm running this. If I weren't, you'd be dead now. You try that again and I'll kill you.
I have a feeling that's what you have in mind anyway.
They're getting a little closer. See if you can get one of them. The middle one.
They're not close enough to hit.
They'll stay on your heels.
I hope so. I sure hope so. I'm counting on that.
I don't know what you have in mind, but Hollister won't give up.
He can follow us forever, and that's a long time.
Not in your case, Sam. Or yours.
Whoa! Oh!
Now what?
Sam, reach down and take hold of the cord. Hurry!
Why?
Quick, just take the cord. Now keep the tension on it. You got it?
Yeah?
Oh, man. I had a cramp in my foot.
Anybody hurt? No, I think they were just measuring distance, Clay. Keep dogging them. We'll get our chance.
Right. Yeah, I got it. Okay.
Hey, can't you miss some of those bumps? You drive like we're carrying a sack of wheat.
Bump won't hurt that stuff. The weather's too cold. Besides, we don't have much further to go. We're almost there. If we get by this, we're free and clear and on our way to Durango. Wolf.
What's the matter?
I just told this newspaper man where we're headed. You know, you're running into a lot of hard luck.
We can go somewhere else, John.
After we make this turn up here, we're going to stop and unload. Make sure that posse keeps its distance. The other end of this tunnel should be 2 horses, saddles, and some grub. Go see if they're there.
Everything's there.
Sure. I planned it. Stand up. Okay, Sam. Don't move until I tell you to. Reach in the back there. Move the dynamite away from the rifle. Okay, after I'm down, take him about 10 feet inside the tunnel. Use him as a shield. Okay, go ahead. Get moving. Would have worked just fine. These are fused for 10 seconds. Get the horses. When they're ready, call me.
What are you going to do with him?
I think I can answer that.
We're not going to do anything with him. The dynamite is.
John, let's go!
I'm going to have to leave you. After all this trouble, I'd be ashamed to blow myself up, too.
Yeah, a real shame.
Don't count on your dynamite.
All right, Edwards. You caused a lot of people a lot of trouble. Now let's see if you can take some of it.
Okay. Come on, Sheriff.
Harris? Quint? Harris, in here. They went out this tunnel.
Another entrance?
Yeah. Clay! Don't! You'll kill him!
Yeah. I wouldn't want him to miss his hanging.
Crap, take this out and blow it up with a rifle shot.
Clay, what happened to that hangman?
He's dead. Looks like we'll have to get another one real quick.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Yeah.
Need any help?
No, thanks, Harris. I'm all packed. Yeah, I guess I won't be needing this for a while.
Stop looking so glum. You earned this vacation the hard way.
Vacation. You know this is old Doc Cunningham's idea. You'd think to hear him talk that I didn't have another good hand.
Look, you've got a good deputy with two hands. You've never taken any time off before, so why don't you just relax and enjoy it?
Yeah. Well, remember, though, if you need me for anything, I'll be staying at the Travers Ranch in Tucson, convalescing.
Tracy meeting you there? You may decide to convalesce forever. Well, give her my best.
All right.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone territory. Tucson, June 4, 1883.
What'd you hurry, mister? Wanted to beat the stage into Tucson. And make it? Mm-hmm. Like a couple of minutes. You Ed Keel, ain't you?
That's right.
They gonna hang Willie?
They already did.
Well, I kind of figured it would. What I read in the Tombstone paper. Can't say as I'm surprised, though.
Stick around, Sheriff. You may get a surprise yet.
Don't forget what happened to Willie.
I don't plan to forget.
You got enough to do in your own town, Hollister?
How you doing, Ike?
Stop one, huh?
Yeah. Say, you haven't seen Tracy Travers around here, have you?
Tracy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's her buckboard over there by the post office. Picking up a mail, more like it.
Thanks.
You staying in Tucson?
Yeah, at Travers' house. Why?
Well, this town ain't run like other towns. I run it nice and quiet and peaceful like.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm here.
Well, don't make it too long. Word gets out that you're here not wearing a badge. Every gunslinger in Arizona will come here looking for you.
Well, don't you worry, Ike. If there's trouble, I'll protect you.
Bills. They're all bills.
Miss Travers.
Clay!
Oh, easy now. Pick on somebody your own size.
Your arm, I forgot. Oh, I'm so sorry.
I'm not. Care to try again?
Clay, absolutely not. Look, you're an invalid. You're actually a convalescent.
Oh, you haven't changed a bit.
Your arm's getting better, isn't it?
Yeah, Doc says all it needs is a little rest.
Well, now, that doesn't sound very convenient. Just wait till Father sees you. He's going to compare that arm of yours to all the wounds he got to get. You big oaf. Why don't you watch where you're going?
Oh, I'm sorry, miss. You should take better care of your boyfriend.
Well, you deliberately walked right into
That's
him.
all right, Tracy. There's no harm done.
You're, Clay Hollister, right?
That's right.
I owe you something, lawman. I'm going to pay up now.
Come on, Clay. Let's go now.
No, honey. Let's hear what the man has to say.
The rest of my talk comes out of a gun.
Clay's just trying to bait you. He knows that your gun arm is useless.
You're always ready to shoot when you're wearing your badge. How come you're not interested now?
All right. Outside.
Clay, no. You've got no right to challenge a handicapped man that way.
That's right, honey. Take good care of him. Big, brave sheriff from Tombstone can't hide behind his badge. He has to hide behind a woman.
Now, this is just what I mean. Nice, quiet, peaceful town. You show up and the dust starts dancing. Come on, get out of here.
Well, I'll try to see that it doesn't happen again. Now, who's your nice, quiet, peaceful citizen?
Oh, that's Ed Keel. Willie Keel's brother.
Oh, I see. I bring in Brother Willie, so he decides he wants to settle the score, huh?
Well, he figures that if you hadn't brought him in, Willie probably wouldn't have got hung. Can't say as I blame him.
Sheriff, for heaven's sakes. Willie Keel shot down 2 innocent men in cold blood, and he was a killer. What do you mean?
Now, forget about it, Tracy. Come on.
You know the trouble with you, Hollister? You've been getting too much attention in Tombstone. You're getting so you can't get along without it. I think...
Sheriff Downey, I think you talk too much. The latest addition to the Travers family.
Quite a family.
Oh, Father and I have wonderful plans for the ranch, Clay. Just wait till you see what I've done to the house. I completely redecorated the place with my own 2 hands. I painted the walls, I scraped the floors, and I made brand new curtains and slip covers. And I even embroidered a beautiful new lace wagon wheel for the buckboard.
Sounds wonderful. You embroidered a lace what?
Mr. Hollister, your thoughts were 1,000 miles away.
Oh. Oh, ma'am, just a couple miles back.
With that big oaf in the post office, I suppose. Now, look, Clay, will you forget about him now? You're not a lawman anymore. You're on a vacation. You've got no badge. You've got no worries. And you just don't have time for troublemakers.
And as long as I'm not wearing that badge, he's going to be campaigning for a showdown.
But you can't accept any challenges. Your right arm is useless.
All right. Now, show me the ranch house. Embroidered wagon wheels and all.
Incidentally, you know I expect a complete set of overwhelming compliments about my decorating. Now, you realize that, don't you?
Naturally. You're a woman.
Now, Chris, the living room curtains aren't exactly the color that I wanted.
Tracy.
And the slipcovers could fit a little more tightly.
What about the windows?
Sure. I washed every one of them this morning just for you.
I think you kind of overdid it.
I can't believe it. How could it happen, Clay? Why did it happen? You see, I told you they didn't fit.
Honey, where are the ranch hands?
Out with the cattle, I guess they would. Dad? Dad? Oh, no. Oh, no.
Help me get him on the sofa, Tracy.
Clay, I think he's coming around.
The other rooms haven't been touched. I'll take a look around outside.
Tracy?
Right here, Dad. Don't just lie still and you'll be fine.
No. Can't lie still. I gotta get that fella. I gotta get him.
Did you know who he was, Mr. Travers?
Hey, who's that?
It's Clay Hollister.
Clay? Oh.
Yes.
Oh, howdy, Clay, howdy. Hey, Clay, that fella get you too?
Oh, no, sir. I got mine someplace else.
Oh, this is a fine welcome we give our house guest. You know, Clay, Tracy's a much better housekeeper than this as a rule.
You just lie easy. You'll feel better.
I can't lay around on my shoulder blades all day. Come on, Tracy, give me a hand up. Give me.
No.
Well, all right, I'll do it myself. Oh. Maybe you're right. I haven't felt this bad since
Gettysburg.
Shiloh. I got hit in the back of the head with a rifle in Shiloh.
Oh, Dad, wasn't it the bayonet wound in the arm?
Then it didn't happen. Yes, I wasn't.
He's feeling much better.
I feel awful.
Sir, can you tell us how it happened?
Clay, I just came in here. I was going to do some bookwork and see him, and then this fellow was in here, and he was smashing up the furniture, and he was breaking the windows and tearing the curtains.
What did he look like?
Oh, he's a big man. Big he was, yeah. It looked like he might have been a saddle tramp, maybe renegade. Anyway, it was somebody didn't get around to a wash basin very often. Oh, and he had a kind of a sort of a gritty voice, you know. Yeah.
That sounds like your friend, Clay.
Friend. Oh, yeah. He knew Clay all right. He kept saying, I'm a-fixing the place up for Clay Hollister. That dirty coyote. Oh, look what he's done to us, Tracy. All of your work, all of your hard work.
I'll find him, Mr. Travers.
He'll do no such thing.
I didn't hear any. It was a smashing and a busting things up, and I couldn't do a thing to stop him, not a thing. He just kept laughing at me and then pushing me around. And then I was going to go in there and get my rifle, and well, that's when everything stopped. Just like Gettysburg.
Shiloh, Father.
Mind your manners.
Clay.
If you lend me a horse, I'll be back in a little while.
Oh, you're not going anywhere without me. You've got to help me get Father to the doctor right away.
What are you talking about? I don't need no doctor.
Well, I think you do.
Just talking about it. Just got a little old headache. I never felt better in my life.
Look, I'll ride into town and bring the doctor out here.
Oh, but there's not time for that. Now, no arguments, Father. We've got to get you there right now. Come on, Clay.
Oh, this is a bunch.
Come on.
Anytime you want to settle things, Hollister. Anytime at all.
That's him, Clay.
I'd like to take a horsewhip to you, you yellow coward, you. First things first, old man. Hollister's on the top of the list.
Clay, please don't let him do this to you. Clay, you haven't got a chance with your arm like that.
Don't turn around. Drop the gun. Now!
Attempted murder, assault with a deadly weapon, breaking and entering, destroying personal property. That ought to be worth about 5 years. Where's your horse?
Over there.
Move.
You know, I don't need a doctor anymore, honey.
You're still going, Dad.
No. That's the best cure I ever did see. I tell you, I never felt better in my... Drive easy.
We'll see you at the doctor's office later, Clay.
It won't be long.
You're stepping a little out of bounds, ain't you, Hollister?
I'd like you to arrest this man, Ike.
You take your prisoners in Tombstone. I'll take them here.
Now, look, if you need formal charges, Tracy and her father will sign them.
What charges?
Attempted murder, assault with a deadly weapon, breaking and entering, damaging personal property.
He's just trying to put me out of his way, Sheriff. You scared of him, Clay?
Yeah, I'm scared stiff. Now, you gonna lock him up or aren't you?
Look, no pipsqueak sheriff from another county is going to tell me how to run my
I'm not
town.
talking as a lawman now. I'm a private citizen. If you don't do your duty as a sheriff, you're liable for citizen's arrest. And I got your whole nice, quiet town as my witness.
Well, I still need charges. And I need them signed.
Well, if you can write them, I'll sign them. Left-handed.
All right, I reckon you're under arrest. Come on.
Well.
Yeah.
How'd everything go?
Fine. Never felt better in my life.
Oh, the doctor said it was just a bad bruise, nothing more.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a smart young fella in there.
Huh?
Oh, yeah, Clay, and he used to be an Army doctor. Yeah. Yep, he fought at the Battle of Shiloh, too.
Oh? He remember you?
No. No, he, of course, I did most of my fighting around Gettysburg.
Clay, did you get Keel locked up?
Ah, yeah, much against Downey's better judgment. He wants you folks to drop down there and sign some papers.
We'll do it, but you know, I still say you should have gunned him down when you had the
Now,
chance
look,
to be...
I'm on vacation.
Well, but...
That's right. And look, while we're here, why don't you have the doctor take a look at your arm?
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Right now?
Well, there's somebody in there now, but when he comes out, we'll go in.
All right, honey.
Good.
Might speed things up.
Yeah, sure. Oh, well, sit down here. It'll only be a short wait. Then.
Well?
Hollister giving you a hard time, huh?
Not near what I'm going to give him.
I don't know. You're dealing with a pretty big man. Built up quite a reputation in the territory. You don't seem right, though. First your brother, now you.
Well, you were helping him. You did what he told you. You locked me up.
Had to. Formal charges. I got other ideas about taking orders from the sheriff of Tombstone.
What do you mean?
I mean, I may be able to let you out of here if we can reach an agreement.
What kind of an agreement?
Well, Hollister ain't the law here in Tucson. I am. I like the town nice and quiet. If anyone has something they want to settle, I want them to settle it fast. Then I want them out of town.
You got an agreement.
For your information, I'm always within the law. I got you a lawyer. Here's your gun. Wouldn't want to send you out on the street without one, the way he feels about you. Besides, a man's got a right to protect himself. Oh, your horse is out back. I didn't have time to unsaddle him.
Clay. Just take a look out there.
Clay, you just stay right in here. He'll get tired of waiting outside.
You want to bet?
Clay. Clay, give me one of your guns. Go on, give it to me. I haven't had a gun in my hand since Shiloh.
Gettysburg?
No, Shiloh. That's where the real fighting was. Give me...
What are you doing?
I'm getting cured.
Oh, Clay, please don't. You're in no condition. You're in no condition to go out there like that, Clay.
Well, you can't even wiggle a trigger finger. You couldn't...
Well, the muscle's just a little bit bruised.
Oh, bruised? It's in shreds.
Look at that. Go on, let's see you wiggle that trigger finger. Go on.
I'll wiggle it for Mr. Keel.
Clay.
Take real good care of your prisoners, Sheriff.
His lawyer showed up with a writ of habeas corpus. I had to release him.
Really? Get that writ mighty quick. The courthouse isn't even open yet.
Well, it isn't exactly a writ. It's an application for one.
You let him go without a judge's signature?
Time-saving device, you understand. In the interest of justice.
Sure.
Thought you had a bad arm.
Did you?
You just came from Doc Wells' office, didn't you? He fixed that arm up? Keel!
You want to see me about anything? Well, there's a funny thing. I could have sworn that you wanted me for something.
No, Hollister. I don't want to see you about anything.
say I was so scared.
Yeah, honey. So was I. We better go see if that doctor's busy. Could use a new bandage.
Yeah. Sheriff! Just a minute, I want to talk to you.
You know, I'm bringing charges against you, Downey, for neglect of duty and for conspiracy and for aiding and abetting and for anything else I can think of. You have been an accessory to his crimes. You've been a helping keel with both hands.
Boy, that father of yours. He must have been a real wildcat at Gettysburg. Or was it Shiloh?
Oh, deep down inside, I think he would prefer Tombstone. So would I.
Harris, welcome back.
Thanks.
Arm any better?
Oh, about the same.
Well, then why didn't you stay away longer? Don't you ever think of your health?
Yeah, that's why I'm back on the job. I will never take another vacation if it kills me, and this one almost did.
Well, I guess some people just never learn to relax.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.